They're off in the Kentucky Derby. Fierceness had an okay start. He came away in the middle of the pack. Track Phantom will go to the early lead, and now John Velasquez gets Fierceness into the mix. Stronghold is there. Epic Ride goes up on the far outside. Just Steel is close up too as they race past the first time. And then comes Mystik Dan down on the inside of West Saratoga. Resilience is next. Then comes Society Man on the outside of Just a Touch. Catalytic along the rail. Nordic is next, saving all the ground into that turn. Then comes Catching Freedom, Domestic Product, Rambo the first, then Japan's Forever Young down on the inside. Sierra Leone has 3 horses beaten. They are T.O. Password, Honor Marie, and Endlessly. So this important half mile coming up here, they run that first half in 46.63 seconds. Pace is even enough, not flying. Track Phantom the leader, Just Steel perched up on the outside second. Fierceness is third just outside of them. Then Stronghold, Mystik Dan to the inside, and Epic Ride 3 wide. West Saratoga in behind that group. Then Stronghold, he's got 7 lengths to make up. Look back for Sierra Leone, he's still about 14 lengths behind as Track Phantom passes the half-mile pole with the lead, and Fierceness is moving now, and going right with him is Just Steel, the 3 of them across the track. Then Longshot Epic Ride, Mystik Dan toward the inside, Stronghold is next. Then Fierceness, Sierra Leone and Forever Young still with work to do. Forever Young is starting to pick it up as they come toward the top of the stretch. It is Fierceness who's moving up on the outside of Track Phantom, and there on the far outside, here comes a run from Stronghold and Resilience has now moved up to take the lead as Fierceness is given way, coming by the 16th pole, and Mystik Dan has now come through on the inside. It is Mystik Dan down toward the inside with the lead in the final 16th. Forever Young, Sierra Leone is coming. These 3 coming down to the wire. Who's it going to be? Oh, it's a photo of the Derby. Oh, it's a photo. Was it Mystik Dan or was...
We're ready to go, and we're off in the Arkansas Derby. And a good break for all the runners in the race, and there was a roar from the crowd as they left the gate. Time for Truth up on the pace. He's provident, and there's Muth on a hold right now. These 2 together with 1 lap to go. Just Steel runs in the 3rd position. Timberlake 4th. Scraping Pain approaching the turn on the heels of the leader around the turn. Informed Patriot in the 5th position early. Dymatic a little bit keen, but more settled down than in his last race. He's 2 lengths off the lead as they're pretty tightly clumped up. Mystik Dan and Liberal Arts are next. Liberal Arts has to take up here and drops towards the back of the field here. Imperial Gun alongside of him. Awkward move for Liberal Arts, who's at the back with Imperial Gun. So they're down the back stretch here. Muth on the outside, and Timberlake, Flavian Pratt lets him loose on the inside, lets it out a notch, and he's the pacemaker down the back stretch. So it is Timberlake, the Rebel winner, in front by a half length. Muth perched outside of him, hounding from the outside. Just Steel 3rd. Time for Truth between horses. Dymatic is down on the inside. Then Informed Patriot will take at the bait and is dropped back. Mystik Dan patiently ridden. He's out of harm's way on the outside. 7 lengths off the pace. Liberal Arts trying to re-rally in the second last spot. And Imperial Guns at the back around the forward turn. There goes Muth to challenge Timberlake, and the race is on now. Muth on the outside, strides level. Timberlake back in second as Muth takes command. Muth and Juan Hernandez have a 1/4 mile more to get, and Hernandez gives him the cue to go, and Muth off the turn, still in front. Timberlake second, Just Steel 3rd. Then Mystik Dan, who tries to rally on. Furlong to go. It's Muth. Just Steel running huge in second. Timberlake 3rd. Muth with a 16th to go. He's opened up by 3. And it's Muth coming down the stretch in Hot Springs to win it. Muth, the son of good magic, wins the Arkansas Derby. Just Steel 2nd. Mystik Dan 3rd. Ready to go in the Southwest. And they're off. Mystik Dan broke sharply today. So did Carbone and Otto the Conqueror, his stablemate. The 2 Aspius in entrance 1-2. Otto the Conqueror has the lead. Carbone second. Winstock running in the 3rd position. Placed in a good stalking position, but was aggressively ridden out of the gate. Wasn't quick enough to go with the front runner, Otto the Conqueror. Just Steel, a bit keen here. Outside of Winstock. 2 lengths back to linebacker. Then comes Awesome Road. Mystik Dan was on the lead in his last couple of starts. Today he's about 6 lengths behind in midfield. midfield. He's racing with his stablemate Comet Defense. Liberal Arts is next. Charleston, the maiden, is second to last. And that leaves Magic Grant to trail the field with 5 furlongs to go. Otto the Conqueror paving the way here by a half length. Carbone applying the pressure to that stablemate with a half-mile left to go. A length and a half to Just Steel in third. Windstock in the 4th spot, now sent along from that position. On the inside, Mystik Dan attempts to get closer, slips inside of Windstock. Linebacker is next, trying to pass runners on the outside. He's 4 lengths behind, making a move as Windstock plummets back in the wrong direction. He's done. Liberal Arts trying to move forward inside of the weakening Windstock. He's about 6 lengths off the pace as the leaders start to line up, coming back to the lead. Just Steel making a big move after Carbone and Otto the Conqueror. Just Steel storms to the front. Just Steel and Ramon Vasquez have 3/16 to go. Here comes Mystik Dan right up the rail, though, with a rail skimming ride by Brian Hernandez Jr. And Mystik Dan is turning it on in a huge effort for the Kenny McPeak barn. Mystik Dan 5-6 ahead, and he wins wrapped up. A dominant win in the Southwest. Second home was Just Steel. Liberal Arts came on for third, and fourth was Common Defense. To go in the Smarty Jones. And Leroff, some bad crowding at the start. Gettysburg Address got the worst of it. Drops to the back of the pack after that. Laganos has speed with Mystik Dan, who's routing for the first time. Mystik Dan, Laganos, Just Steel wants to be part of the action on the lead. Those 3 across the track. Laganos holds the inside spot. Mystik Dan on his throat latch, just a neck behind. Now a half length as Laganos is a clear leader, but Mystik Dan keeping the pressure on all the way. Just Steel in the 3rd position. He's on the outside on a hold right now. Then there's a line of 3. Mo Winning tugging a little bit behind the speed. The jockey trying to get him to relax. He's been passed by Informed Patriot on the inside. Fidget in the Calumet Farm colors is 6 now in the black. 4 lengths off the lead. A length and a half better than Catching Freedom, Chaperone, and Gettysburg Address, after getting squeezed at the break, is last as they approach the far turn run. Joel Rosario lets Laganos open up a little bit here. He lets him stride out, and he's gone on to set the pace by a length and a half. Mystik Dan in the 2nd spot. Just Steel is still 3rd, but he's getting closer now. Mystik Dan only a neck behind. Laganos, who's still in front. Mystik Dan turning up the pressure. Just Steel is 3 wide. Informed Patriot right behind them. Catching Freedom's going to get to the outside. He's being pumped upon to get going, but swings to the extreme outside as they come off the turn. Mystik Dan, Just Steel is right there to tackle. Catching Freedom on the far outside. Informed Patriot getting bumped around at the rail. Just Steel in front. Inside Mystik Dan back to 2nd, and Catching Freedom is finding his best stride now. And Catching Freedom and Christian Torres racing clear. He kicks off his year with 10 Kentucky Derby points. Catching Freedom over Just Steel. Informed Patriot, photo for 4th. Gettysburg Address and Mystik Dan.
Ready for the dirt mile. They're off in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, and Vickers in Trouble gets ahead of Golden Sense for the beginning, and Rafael Bejarano wants the lead, and he's going to go to a drive on the inside to get it. But Vickers in Trouble is right with him, and Pence on Fire will settle into 3rd as they go along at a speedy early pace. And then toward the inside, racing in 4th position, is Fed Biz. And then comes Tapiture to the outside. Break of 2 to Big Bane Theory. And then comes Carve, followed by Bronzo and Golden Ticket. The opening quarter mile, 22 flat, just like last year. That same early fraction set by Golden Sense. But he's being pressed this year by Vickers in Trouble. And he's only a half length behind, and he's making Golden Sense do some work up the backstretch. And they have moved away about 7 lengths ahead of the others. Pants on Fire is next. Carve is alongside of him, and Tapiture splits those 2. Rosina Pravnik going up in between horses here, 7 lengths off the lead, past a 44 and 4.5 mile. And Golden Sense has had enough of Vickers in Trouble as the field swings into the far turn, and he turns on to a 5-length lead. But Tapiture is in hot pursuit now, and he's cutting that gap with every stride. Pants on Fire is next. then Big Bang Theory and Cars, and Golden Sense has run 3/4 in 109 and 1, and he's into the stretch looking for another Breeders' Cup win. Golden Sense to the 8th pole. Tapiture is full out, but he's coming on. Less than a furlong to go. It's Golden Sense and Tapiture. Golden Sense just keeps on going. Golden Sense will do it again in the dirt mile. Tapiture could not get